Linda's Pantry. Today I'm going to share with you our St. Patty's Day dinner. And we're having this a day early, but it's just a simple and easy crock pot recipe that we like to do when we want to fill the day with other things to do. And it's Sunday, and I just really want to be busy out in the yard and not have to contend with dinner. So this makes it very simple in the crock pot. If this inspires you to stay with me, go down in the About section below. Check out all the links that I've left for you in that section. I've got my mailing address as well as my Wild Tree website where you can shop for all natural organic products or look into becoming a rep. Also my Facebook page. Go over there and hit like and join in on the conversation. And if you had a wonderful St. Patty's Day dinner, you can share a picture of it with us over there. All right, guys, so let's go see how easy this is. I'm using a corned beef round, the leanest cut of corned beef, and we're going to get busy on this.
This is my corned beef that we're going to use this year, and this is a round. And the only real fat on it, other than what's marbled through it, is right here. It's just a thin, maybe an 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little fatter in some spots. But what I've done is I soak this in cold water for about an hour just to draw out some of that salty bite that it might have, and then I'm going to pat this dry, get all the moisture off of it, because I'm going to let it come to room temperature. Let's go ahead and pick this off the toweling. I've got a piece of butcher paper, it just makes it easier for me. Okay, so I've got my meat all dried off here as good as I can. Pat it dry with some paper toweling. And I'm going to go ahead and just get some seasoning down on the outside of this. Even though it's going to braise in a liquid, I want to start some flavor profile. So what I've got, I'm going to rinse my hands really quick. And I've got some Dijon mustard. And this is, you could use regular yellow mustard. I just find there's more depth of flavor to this, and go ahead and put down a healthy spoonful of that on top. And because I don't want to keep washing my hands here, I'm just going to put it in. So I've got about a half a cup of packed brown sugar in here. I'm going to use the seasoning packet that came with the corned beef. And I spend the extra money for the leaner cut because that fat, it just goes to waste. You're not really eating it. And there's plenty of fat marbled through this to get good flavor, just like any brisket. I'm going to do a healthy teaspoon of garlic, granulated garlic. And we love pepper, so about 1.5 teaspoons of ground pepper. And it's a coarse grind. Now we're going to take and just mix that up. And you can add any spices you want to this, but we're adding an element of sweetness and some spice, and it'll just sit right there on top and melt down into the meat as well while it's cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and rub my piece of brisket here on all sides with the mustard. Yep, a spoonful did just fine. And then you're going to take your rub and just start packing it on all sides. And I'm going to let this come to room temperature in the crock here. And once I feel like it's come up to room temperature, I'm going to turn that crock pot on high. Because this is a large cut of meat, it's going to need some time and some heat. Sometimes these bigger crock pots, you need to put them on a higher heat for a while anyway. So you just get a nice coating around the whole thing, and she's just going to take a nap in that crock right now, just like this. And in she goes, and I'll bring you back when I turn it on and add my braising vegetables liquid. All cut up and ready to go. I've got carrots, red potatoes, a couple cloves of garlic minced up, some about 5 celery ribs, because we love celery, and a medium onion, and everything's rough chopped. And then I've got these wedges of cabbage. It was funny because cabbage was 29 cents a pound, but they only had little tiny heads, which is perfect because I leave the core in there and it holds it together. So
that being said, we're gonna put this part of the veg in now. The cabbage will go in a half hour, because I don't want it wilty. So let's get you over to the crock pot and I'll show you what I got. So I've got our crock pot's been on about 6¼ hours. So, and I'm telling you, our house smells amazing. So I'm taking the lid off, and I'll show you at this point how tender it is. You've still got some resistance and your fork doesn't come out. I want this very, very tender. But I'm going to go ahead and put my veg in now, because brisket is a really tough cut of meat, and so you've got to cook it a long time. These vegetables are going to be in here about an hour, and then I'll add my cabbage on top. And I'm just kind of alternating what I grab here. And what a great stew. And then we'll cut, either cut slices or chunks of the corned beef. It doesn't really matter. When it comes time to serve it up, serve it like a stew. You could actually put this over some pasta if you wanted, but we never do. We just eat it like this. And when I thought I was going to have too much, I was like, oh, thank goodness. So now, and I've turned this corned beef a couple of times. See, now it's a little more tender on this side. You can actually pull some off, but it's not ready yet. It's got a couple hours to go. But it tastes good. So in a half hour, I'll add my cabbage to the top of this, and we'll lay those wedges on there, just all over the place, and they're gonna steam and become delicious. And when they're done, the rest of it's gonna be done. So this has been going for a half hour. I've got my quarters of cabbage that I've just placed on top, and we're gonna let this go for at least another hour, maybe even an hour and a half, because I want the cabbage and all the vegetables tender, but yet still have a little bit of bite to them. And I don't want to leave my lid off too long. And so there you go. That's pretty simple. Quarter your cabbage, leave the core in so it stays together. Everybody can have a piece when they're little like this. If you've got bigger heads of cabbage, what I suggest is peeling them down to this size and then chopping the parts that you've peeled off and using that. We finally have the end results. I'm ready to dish this up. And I dish it up like a rustic style plate. I've got some sliced corned beef here with some just regular mustard. And we're gonna serve this. It's kind of like a stew, kind of like a platter. And I'm gonna put down, and we let all the juices run. Go for it. Because we want to be able to get in there, take a bite. We've got some of the potatoes and carrots, and we're going to get another wedge of cabbage. And we'll put this over here. How beautiful is this? Who wouldn't want this? Oh, absolutely fabulous. And then I don't go overboard with the broth. As you will, okay, so we got some potatoes, carrots, celery, one more scoop of that, and we're good to go. And then a little bit of just the broth over the meat to just keep it moist, even though it's really super moist. And then I've got horseradish over here, got mustard. It's a beautiful thing. So guys, I'm going to take a little bitty bite. Let my husband have his dinner, and we'll get to go. Okay, so we're gonna grab the corned beef, and this is not shreddable necessarily, this corned beef. It's done and it's sliceable. Let's put it that way. Oh, how good is that? And then I'm going to take some of this cabbage with a potato, or a piece of a potato, and because those are really well done, and some celery, and we'll take a bite of that. Absolutely fantastic. It is so delicious. I hope that you try this. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of you have, but this is a quick and easy way to make corned beef and cabbage, and you don't have to deal with it all day long. So I hope this inspires you to check out my Facebook page, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, go share it on your Facebook page, and come back next time. As always, guys, I hope you subscribe, and I can't wait to see you next time for the next recipe. God bless.